So here we go. We'll choose this story here to start with. This is hundreds gather again in Epping as anti-migrant rallies spread. This is the I was going to say allegation that a migrant had sexually assaulted a schoolgirl. That's being dealt with by the authorities, the police and so on, but it's not good enough for these people who are protesting, Christian.
Well, and it's not just in Epping. I think there's a protest planned in Nottingham over a similar incident of a migrant in a hotel, allegedly, very allegedly, but the word is that there was another sexual assault incident. And these are not going to be one-off events. These are going to be happening increasingly frequently. And if you've got a state that has repeatedly gone against what people want, put its own people in danger, and is using taxpayer money to put these people up who are then repaying us in the way they are, you are going to have protests, increasingly angry protests every single year, and the state is going to have to spend more and more resources on basically putting down and crushing these public displays
What do you make of that?
Of rebellion.
What are they protesting? The rape or the sexual assault or just an immigrant being an immigrant? Because as far as I can tell, the people they've been alleged of committing these crimes, the one thing that they have in common is that they are accused of sexual assault. The fact that they're immigrants shouldn't play a part in this, but that's exactly what all the protest signs say. So this is the counter-protest, obviously, of people coming out and saying, you know, we don't want hate, care for refugees, Nazi scum off our streets, are some of the chants that they've been saying. So they're giving as good as they get.
Big march, this.
Yes, it's 200 to 300 people in Epping, and most of those were the protesters. The counter-protest much smaller, but the point remains.
Is it racist to be angry about a sexual assault, if one happened, particularly angry because the alleged assailant has no right, as far as we can tell at this point, to live in this country? Is that wrong?
I think they're protesting the fact that this person is an immigrant. Whereas what I hope they're protesting is that the fact that this person is a sexual deviant who's committed a crime. Probably
both, isn't it?
So but I'm not getting that sense, Jeremy. If you look at the footage, it's obviously clear that they don't like the fact that this man isn't British.
Do you think that's right, Christian?
We know that statistics show that people from certain cultures and certain backgrounds are far more likely to commit crimes like
can't say no until he's finished the sentence.
And sexual harassment. We know that. And if you care about women's safety, yes, of course, I'm as much of a feminist as anyone else, and I think domestic British men but they don't go out and rape women 10 minutes after arriving in the country.
Right, immediately.
They come from backwards cultures. They have no right to be here. They should be deported as a bare minimum. And I think these people are absolutely right to be protesting. I'd be sick to death of it too. They're in every community up and down this country. We didn't want them here in the first place. And not only is it bad enough that we're funding these people to live in hotels, but they're also going out onto the streets and attacking innocent people.
All right, OK, but you're doing that thing of starting with migrants and then moving across to as if all of them are sexual aggressors, which they're not.
No,
right?
not all.
OK, right.
Not all of
so
them
just
are,
want to make sure. OK, Nilofer,
likely to be.
Answer him.
I don't really need to say anything. I mean, that was just dangerous, frankly.
Well, speaking the truth is not dangerous.
Christian, let her respond.
What you're saying is dangerous. You are conflating things. You are landing a narrative that you know is going to get people riled up. You have made these big, bold claims that you have no right making because they're not connected once and for all. And a very, very important point. If you care so much about my safety as a British woman, why don't you go protest the fact that the number of people who are accused and sent to jail of rape in this country is at 2%? Why don't you come with me at the next rally and go against that?
Just be clear.
Yes, of course it is. Because
what did he say that was wrong? Just because you haven't gone to that.
Sure. I think one of the main things he's saying that are wrong is that there are some cultures, by which he means non-white, who are disproportionately represented. When we know that 36% of this country's population is white British male, and they are overrepresented in sexual violence and rape cases. So we know statistically that white men are overrepresented in those groups.
I don't know.
Where is your outrage?
I don't know that. Okay.
But firstly, I mean, you just said yourself, there is a massive problem in this country with rape convictions of a whole. So I'm afraid we can't just take the conviction rate, because a lot of people are not reporting these incidents. They're not reporting being sexually harassed. You know, the amount of young men loitering around city centres, wolf whistling, harassing women, they're not, a lot of them aren't British. Why are they here in the first place? Are they not contributing anything? And once again, we hear this argument that you can't speak the truth
Women
because if
say
people hear the
time
truth,
and
they get
again,
angry.
women
They have
say
a right to be
women
angry.
say time and again, the people that abuse us are predominantly men. Why are you attacking them for being migrants and not for them being rapists? That's
Because
my
we
problem.
can stamp out a large proportion
It's not a large
of
proportion.
sexual
They're a
harassment.
minority.
Well, there's an enormous per capita issue here which we're not addressing. And we can we can commensurately decrease the number of assaults and harassment in this country by properly vetting who's coming here and not taking in people from objectively
You're not being serious unless you include everyone in this debate.
Let's pause. Understood. I mean, his point probably is he can't throw out white British, but he can do something about migrants. That's basically what he's saying. That's
all right, fine. Then let's just throw them all out. But there has to be due process, doesn't there? Unless you're fully supportive of just chucking people out because you don't like how they look.
all right.